are here at the Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C. on April 28, 1865. Our president, Abraham Lincoln, was shot dead on April 14, 1865. Lincoln was in a good, humorous mood before the play started. The man that shot Lincoln is called John Wilkes Booth. He had shot Lincoln in the head with a one-shot pistol. After shooting Lincoln, Booth leapt onto the stage and escaped through the back door, dropping his pistol and waving his dagger. There was a doctor in the audience, which went to Lincoln to examine his gunshot wound. He was then carried across the street to Peterson's boarding house. The bullet had entered his left ear and exited through his right eye. He died there the next morning. The guard was asleep when Booth entered the theater, leaving the president unguarded. Booth had waited until the applause of the audience came to shoot Lincoln.
Now, 2 weeks later, Booth was shot dead after pursuers trapped in the barn and set on fire. 8 other people were involved in the murder of Abraham Lincoln. They were convinced. Also, 4 also hung for helping to plot his murder. One of the men helping Booth, Lewis Payne, attacked Lincoln's Secretary of State. The nation is shocked by Lincoln's death after everything he has gone through to help free the slaves. Lincoln's body was carried back to Springfield, Illinois for the funeral by a special 9-cart train. Many people paid their last respect at the train station as his body was carried back to Illinois.
Booth had planned to kidnap the president before, but Lincoln failed to appear at the spot where Booth and 6 others helping him were waiting. It took one of the nation's largest manhunts to find Booth, involving 10,000 federal troops, detectives, and police. Booth had reasons behind his murder. He thought it would aid the South, which had just surrendered to federal forces. Booth's thought had basically the opposite effect. Instead of aiding the South, Lincoln's plans had ended for a rather generous peace.
The doctor that helped Lincoln Lee described what he saw as the president got shot. He says, "I saw the president sitting in the armchair with his head thrown back. On one side, Mrs. Lincoln, on the other, Mrs. Harris. The former was holding his head and caring for a surgeon, while the others were standing, crying for stimulants, water, etc. Not one going for anything. I sent one for brandy and the other for water, then told Mrs. Lincoln I was a surgeon. When she asked me what I could do, he was in a profound coma. Pulse could not be felt, eyes closed, a little breathing."
Samuel Coombs was also a witness at the scene of Lincoln's shooting. "I was present at the theater and saw it all. In fact, I was only about 15 feet from the president when he was shot, although he was in a private box in the theater. The shots were muddled by the applause of the crowd, but was still distinctive." That's all we have for you today. I'm the actress Fitton, reporting live from Ford's Theater, Adrian Salvador. Have a great evening. Goodbye. No.
Hey! Over there, there's a tiger. One of the deadliest creatures on the planet. One bite of me, and I'm gone. He's angry! He's angry! He's angry!
I didn't know we were supposed to go.
Abraham Lincoln was shot dead on April 4th.